Hello, 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 hello. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see me. Good afternoon. I know it's late, guys, but I just got finished with freight brokering class. Okay. So I'm sorry I've been gone a entire week. Last week I was in the hospital, okay. After I had my dental surgery or whatever the case may be, I wasn't able to eat and nothing was going in or staying in, nothing was coming out. So they said I had some sort of blockage in my intestine, and I was admitted to the hospital on Monday. And I just got out the hospital on when was that? Friday. Okay. So after 4 days, I was like, I'm done. I done prayed about it and everything. And it was time to get up out the hospital room, the hospital bed, or whatever. Unfortunately, freight agent class was delayed a week. Okay. But we got back on track tonight. So we just got finished with our training for tonight. So we covered everything tomorrow morning. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be making, hey, Christina, what are we going to be doing tomorrow is we are going to be making our sales calls. Okay. So that's what we're working on tomorrow. But I'm feeling pretty good. Okay. I'm taking it one day at a time. And just gotta get back into the swing of things. I apologize. I even took my computer to the hospital with me, but guys, y'all do not want to hear me talking when I'm on medication. Okay, that would just be totally hilarious. Okay, so the amount of medicine that I was on and all the prescriptions and all that kind of stuff that they gave me, it was just best that I stayed off the internet. Okay, but I'm back at home now, back to work. What I'm preparing for is I didn't show y'all, but my truck is finally here. I was able to get the truck from St. Louis over to Georgia. So now I got to get tags and all that kind of stuff. And the title came with it and everything. Okay. So I have totally separated myself. Where's my title? Oh my God, did I lose my title? Lord, have mercy. Hold on one second. Let me do my title. Okay. Title. Okay, that's what one looks like. When you pay off your truck, it looks like this. Okay, so I got the title to my truck. Okay, signed off on it. So the Freightliner is completely mine. I got to get tags and all that kind of stuff. I know it's been a long time coming, guys. I just was not ready to move the truck yet. Okay, so now the truck is gone from LTI. I am officially the owner of the truck, title in hand, and the truck is now here in Georgia. Okay, so we're going to be moving forward to the with the authority. We're going to also be taking on owner operators. Okay, people who have their own trucks, but they need to sign up under an authority or lease on to authority. You'll be able to do that with mine. Okay, if you don't have a trailer, we will be signed up with Amazon if you want to move Amazon freight or whatever the case may be. If you have your own trailer, you'll be able to pick loads how you want. We're going to basically focus on getting our own direct customers, because that's how a motor carrier can be successful when they're taking on owner operators to be able to move loads. Okay, and it always helps when you are a freight broker and you have your own trucks and carriers. That is what you call asset based. Okay, so Due to the overwhelming demand of freight agent classes, oh my God, guys, the wait list is already full for March. So I got to come up with a way that I will be able to get all you guys in that want to attend the March class. But keep in mind, I am a week behind, and I have to get the people that's currently in class up to speed and up to date. Okay. Hey, Tina, I just sent you the recording for tonight. Okay. I know you wasn't on the live for tonight, but don't worry. You will not miss anything. After this week, we will be scheduling one-on-one to make sure that all the agents are trained and that they are independent and they know what to do before we move on to the next class. Okay. So once everybody is done with that, no, I do not have a date for March class. I did not anticipate me being in the hospital. Okay. Hey, it is what it is. But I did not anticipate that at all. Okay. So, I'm way behind. All right. What else? We are starting a carrier. We starting to dispatch. Hey, Sid. We starting to dispatch. We starting to carrier. We're doing the all-in-one. Okay. So we're going to, those agents, after they learn how to be an agent, they are going to be learning some other stuff as well. But yeah, I got to keep healthy. And I didn't realize that one surgery will lead to everything else. So I'm not finished with my dental work. This is only temporarily. I have to wait 6 months until I heal, and then after I heal, then I will tell you everything about implants if that you want to know. Okay, but I will tell you that it will not be amazing after you get it. Okay, it will cost you a lot of money. And also there's a 6-month healing process. All right. So I'm in the 6-month healing process. What else? But yeah, I'm steady working. I got a 50th birthday coming up. I'm trying to get the house together so that I will have a 50th birthday celebration for family and friends, and also a housewarming. I didn't know if I was going to be able to do that or not, but I mean, it's my 50th birthday, so I got to do something, right? Tomcat says, quick note, Tomcat says, I got learner's permit, and today was my first day at CDL school. Praise him. Yes, indeed. Congratulations. Tomcat, what CDL school are you in? Guys, it started off with me going to the urgent care on Sunday. I went to the urgent care thinking that, I could just go to the urgent care and pay them and I'll be okay. Urgent care referred me to the emergency room. So I went over to the emergency room. When I got to the emergency room, they did an x-ray, and the x-ray showed that I had something in my intestine, and they immediately rushed me up to Kennesaw, Marietta, Georgia, to the hospital there in an ambulance. Okay, so I was immediately transported from the ER in an ambulance an hour away up in Kennesaw, Georgia, Marietta, Georgia, to Keystone Hospital. Okay, so everything went by so fast, I didn't even realize. Before I realized it, I'm in a hospital bed next door to somebody else. There was 2 people in the room. One of the good things about it, one of the nurses had asked me, they thought I had a TV in my room. And I said, no, this is my computer. I teach freight agent class, and I wanted to be able to teach while I was in the hospital, right? So I didn't ask for no other clothes. I didn't ask for, slippers or anything. Only thing I asked for was to bring my computer so I would be able to teach freight agent class. But I wasn't able to do that because of the medication that I was on. But the nurse that was taking care of me, shout out to her, because her husband owned their own trucking business. And once she found out that I was a broker, they moved me to my own private room so I could be able to teach class. Okay. So after being in a hospital a day, they moved me to my private room, but I still was under a lot of medication. Guys, I had about 8 to 10 doctors in there, working on me, trying to figure out what was the problem, why I couldn't eat, why I couldn't keep food down. So I've been on clear liquid diets a clear liquid diet all last week. After Friday, I think Sunday was the first day that I ate like real food. Okay. So I done lost a little weight, honey. I'm down a little bit. Okay. When I got out the truck, I weighed 210 pounds. Okay. Now Miss Tamara is down to 177 pounds after being out of the truck in May. Okay. So I do understand what people mean when you're in the truck, you gain weight. Okay. I was in the truck for 6 years. Okay, so I gained a lot of weight. When I went to trekking, I was 140 pounds. And when I got out, I was 210 pounds. Okay, so now I'm getting back down and just watching what I eat. And unfortunately, with the dental and everything, I got down to, I'm at 177 pounds. Okay, let's see. What I wanted to talk to you guys tonight was about, I know a lot of you all are getting your own authority, and you have hired dispatchers. First of all, I want to tell you, thank you so much, Robert. Let me see, any other questions? Okay. I wanted to teach you all or talk to you about putting the money back into your pocket. Okay, what do I mean by that? Okay, as we become owner operators or fleet owners, or whatever the case may be, we always have to watch our expenses, right? So instead of paying out, people you don't know or whatever the case may be, start investing into your significant other, your spouse, your family member, somebody that you can kind of keep the money in the family. You got a certain person that is like borrowing money from you all the time, or that they don't have no job or whatever the case may be. Invest in them to teach them how to dispatch your trucks. And guys, it's not that hard to do. Okay, it's not that you got to go and take this expensive class to learn how to dispatch trucks. Okay, it's really simple. And if you have an owner operator that you're related to, or a family member that got their own authority, they can teach you a lot of the game and how they would like to run. Okay, and what they, where they want to be, what the revenue needs to be. It's kind of like being a secretary for them. So you're freeing up them from having to book their own loads, calling different brokers, all that kind of stuff. The biggest question that I get is, people get confused, and I understand how you can get confused if you're not familiar with the trucking industry. You don't know if you want to be a dispatcher. You don't know if you want to be a freight broker. You don't know if you want to be a freight agent. What are all these different things, Tamara? I do know that I want to do something, but I'm not exactly sure what it is that I want to do. Okay, so let me break that down to you as simple as I know how. Okay. Let's just say you don't have any experience in the trucking industry, okay? And, you've heard about just buy a truck. You don't have to have a CDL. You can own your own trucking business without a CDL and all that kind of stuff like that. Let me tell you something. This business is hard with people who got CDLs, okay? So with you coming in the industry and you don't have a CDL, it is going to be extremely difficult for you to figure out your way, because you don't know, one, the lingo of trucking, the the percentages, how much to pay your drivers. If your truck is stuck, if you live in Georgia and you get a driver and you don't have a CDL and your truck is in Texas, and your driver quits, who is going to go pick up your truck? Okay. What if they quit when they're on a load? Okay. There's so many ways of owning a truck or owning a trucking business. And I always support getting it from the ground up. Okay. There's no quick fix. There's no get rich quick. There's no, I'm automatically going to be generating an income of $10,000 a week just because I took a course. There is none of that. Majority of you guys are going to lose more money than you make in your first year. And that's just the honest truth. Why? Because you're coming in green. You don't have a CDL. You're dependent on somebody else to tell you about this business. And you are expected that you're going to just come in and buy a truck, not having any knowledge about the industry, not doing any kind of research, not doing your numbers, and automatically you're going to be successful and you're going to be making $6,000 to $10,000 a week. That's not going to happen for a majority of you guys, okay? What's going to happen is you're going to be broke and out of business before you even get started. Why? Because of the expenses, okay? After you done spent the money on the truck, now you got to find a company to lease it on. One of the biggest struggles that you are going to have if you go down that route is that if you lease a truck onto a company, guys, the company that you lease your truck onto, your driver has to be qualified for that company. So why are they going to come work for you when they could go work for the company directly? Okay. Now, if you get your own authority, you got to know your numbers. If you do not know your numbers and how much it's costing you to run your truck, you're going out of business. Plain simple. You may see $4,000 or $5,000 a week, but there's going to be times you're not going to make that. And if you don't calculate that money correctly, you're going to be broke. Your driver is not going to stay. You're going to be trying to find drivers, and then you're going to be sacrificing the drivers' credentials. Okay, then you're just looking for any and everybody. Okay. And you got to be careful of that, because if you pick the wrong people to put in your truck, they not necessarily can total your truck, tear your truck up, kill somebody. Okay. That will put you out of business and in a lawsuit. Okay. And that's not what you want to do. Okay. Take your time, build your business, learn your money, learn your numbers. Okay. The biggest problem that I have with people coming in the industry that look for drivers, I have a database of drivers, over 800 drivers that currently have a CDL, okay, that are, a lot of them are qualified drivers. Qualified drivers applications, I can show you names, all their phone numbers, all over the United States. Over 700 drivers I have in my database alone, okay? But I cannot find you a driver if you don't know your numbers. If you don't know what you're going to be paying your driver, if you don't know where your driver is going to be running, if you don't know what the driver home time is going to be, if you don't know if you're paying them on a 1099 or a W-2, those are things I cannot figure out for you. That is something that you need to be put in place before you get a truck. You got to figure out, okay, if I get this truck, this is going to be my payment. This is how much I'm going to have to put in on insurance. Okay. Okay. This is how much I'm making if I'm leased on. Okay. A lot of times people will put drivers in a truck after they pay off their truck. Okay. Or they will put a driver in their truck once they know what their fixed cost is. Okay. So if you know that if you're in the truck, if you got a CDL, right, and you're in the truck and you're bringing home, and you got this truck leased on to Prime, KLLM, whoever you got the truck leased on to, okay, If you're making anywhere between $1,500 to $2,500 a week with you driving the truck as a CDL, how much are you going to make when if you get out that truck and put somebody else in the truck? Your driver is going to at least want $1,000. Okay. Even for them to run at least. And if you got a driver with 2 years experience, a clean CDL, and all this kind of stuff, and willing to run for you, they're gonna want to get paid because they're gonna want to know they know they worth. Okay, you cannot put a driver in your truck they're making less than $1,000 a week. Basic. Okay, so you have to know your numbers before I can find you a driver. Those are the things that you have to tell me. Okay, you just can't call me, send me an email, and say, "Hey, Tamara, can you find me a driver?" Tamara cannot find you a driver if you don't know what that driver is going to make, where they're going to be running, what kind of equipment that they're having, where you're going to be putting your truck on to. All these things. Are you going to pay them on 1099 or W-2? Okay. You can't call me and say, "I need a driver." Okay. And I ask you all these questions and you say, "I haven't even picked out a truck. I don't even know where I'm putting the truck onto. I don't even know none of that stuff." You have to know that before you look for a driver, because your driver, guess what, guys, is going to ask me the same thing. Okay. So I have to have those numbers. Okay. So really have your plan written out. Really have your plan written out of what you're going to do. If you are going to put somebody in your truck, I can find drivers all day long, but if you don't know your numbers, you don't know what you're paying them, you don't know how they're running, we're wasting our time. Okay. Another thing, what did I want? I wanted to talk, what I was talking to you about is, okay, dispatching. Let's go. Let me pull this up real quick. Let's see. Hold on one second. Let me log into my dashboard. Let me share. Where's my dashboard? Is my dashboard coming up? All right, let's share. All right, guys. I don't know if you can see this. Okay. Now, when you start becoming a dispatcher, right? Okay. Start out if you have family members that have their own authority, or you know that they are if they are getting their loads off the load board or whatever the case may be, and or if you're an owner operator and you got family members or you got a spouse or significant other or whatever, guys, take that cost or whatever it is that you're paying a dispatcher. For example, give me 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Freight broker. Okay. That is the person that is over the agency. A freight broker, a licensed freight broker, can be a person, an individual, or it can be a agency. Okay. So as far as an agency is concerned, that is what is called like Landstar, C.H. Robinson. I misspelled Landstar. Coyote. Okay. Brock Logistics. Okay. These are either individual or companies that freight agents work under, right? Okay. Now, should you start your own brokerage or should you be what is called a freight agent? Okay, what is a freight agent, guys? A freight agent is a person that works under the broker. Okay, does that mean that you are not going to make any money? No, it doesn't. Okay, you can make money as a freight agent and you can also make money as the broker. But if you're getting started in the industry, I recommend you be an agent before you are a broker. Okay, now the what is the con behind being a agent versus a broker? Okay, if you sign up as an agent and you train as an agent, the downfall of that is that most agencies are going to require you to sign what is called a non-disclosure. Okay, that means that any business that you generate with that agency, you cannot use their customers for a certain period of time. For example, Swift, when Swift organized their trucking company, right? They had all different kinds of people that they got together and they formed Swift Transportation, right? So those people, those CEOs, those executives, or whatever the case may be, they worked on the Swift, and Swift had them sign what is called a non-disclosure agreement, a non-compete. I'm sorry, not non-disclosure, non-compete, okay? Non-compete means that once they build that book of business, or they get the trucks, or they get the clients, or they get the whatever, and I learn as much as I need to learn, I can't then go and start my own trucking company for a period of time. So that's how you got Swift up and running. And what the people from Swift, the Knight brothers, once they got finished with working with Swift or being with Swift, when they non-compete was up, they went and started Knight Transportation. That's how a lot of other trucking companies get started, because they get in the business, they learn the business, they know how the business is successful, and what they do is after their non-compete is up or expired, they will go and form and focus on their own business, right? Okay, so what you have to be, that is one of the downfalls about being an agent if you don't come out as a broker and just start from scratch. Okay, a lot of the brokers will want you to sign a non-compete. Okay, if you do sign one of those, you need to know how long it's going to be. Is it going to be a year? Okay, just like recruiting. For example, when I recruit, and if I teach you how to recruit drivers and I bring you under my recruiting company, right? The first thing that I'm going to do is ask you to sign a non-compete, because I'm getting ready to teach you everything that I know about recruiting. And I'm going to give you access to all my trucking companies, which is over 50. I'm going to give you access to all my drivers, which is over 800, okay, of what I created. So if you come in and I allow you to have access to this information. Before you even get access, I'm going to ask you to sign a non-compete. That means that once I teach you, once you learn how to be an independent recruiter and you're successful at it, if you decide and you say, hey, Tamara, I'm going to go ahead and open my own independent recruiter business and I don't, want to go through you anymore, guess what? You signed a non-compete. So if I see you anywhere within a year, or I think it's 2 years, it's a year or 2 years. If I see you anywhere on the internet, social media, anywhere that you are recruiting for any company that I recruit for, and you was once under me, it will be shut down. Okay, that's what it's called, a non-compete. So that is a downfall for a freight agent that signs up under a broker. Okay, if they have them sign a non-compete. Okay, so that's why freight agents that are interested in logistics and things like that, they may rather go straight and be a broker and learn how to do it that way instead of signing up under somebody else. Okay, so but to really get your start and to know if this is something that you want to do, I recommend you being an agent first to build your book of business. Okay, there are plenty of people that the husband was the owner operator that had their own authority, and the wife was the freight agent, right? So after they built their book of business and they satisfy their non-compete, they can do freight, be their own freight broker, and still have their own carrier. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of times why I'm not able to hire agent straight off the bat is because a lot of agents are under what is called a non-compete. So they just can't join my brokerage and be a broker for me, even though I pay a high percentage. They're on a non-compete. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, then we're talking about a dispatcher. A dispatcher works for the carrier. Okay, the owner operator. Okay, normally dispatchers they will set up with brokers, or I don't know if they do direct shippers or not, but usually they get the loads from the load board and they plan out your route. Okay, they do the trip planning for you. They will get you set up with new brokers. They will do the carrier setups for you. They will also negotiate on your behalf. They will also some of them do the rate confirmation, send you over the rate confirmations. So what the carrier does to the dispatcher is the carrier hires a dispatcher. Okay. So for example, if the carrier says, hey, I want to generate an income from at least 5,000 to 6,000 a week. Okay. It is up to the dispatcher to be able to say, yay, I can do that. Nay, I can't do that. What will be the least amount of the load that you will accept? And as long as they keep in this price range, and this should be something an experienced dispatch is able to do. Okay. And this is something that you as an owner operator invest in your significant other, invest in a family member, invest in them and teach them, because guys, Dispatchers can take anywhere between 5 to 10% of your gross revenue, not your net. Okay, so if you're paying $6,000, if you gross a revenue of $6,000 for the week, and we're just using that as an average, okay, times 10%. Each week, you are paying someone to pick your loads for you $600. Okay, if it's 5%, then it's $300 to $600 a week that they can make with getting your loads. Okay, let me ask you this. Do you have somebody in your family? Do you have a significant other? Do you have somebody that you will be able to invest to train them on how to dispatch you, how to run you? And if it's a family member, isn't that like putting the money back into the family or putting the money back into, I'm sure y'all all got cousins, uncles, nieces, nephews, somebody that ain't working right now that, asked you for $100 or whatever. Invest in teaching them how to dispatch your truck. Okay. I look at it as keeping the money within the family. Okay. So now if we go over here to, do you have to have a LLC, a business bank account, or whatever? Dispatching is a business. People are successful at doing it. Okay. It's helping the owner operator. Do they have to have one? No. But if it makes their life convenient, if it makes it where they don't have to talk to 20, 30 people a day, if it makes that everybody is not calling them, because as a dispatcher, if I have you set up to talk to your dispatcher, that's the only person that I talk to. I don't talk to you because you authorize this person to do everything on your behalf. So if it gives you peace of mind that you're able to run your business more successfully, hire your dispatcher. Okay. As being a dispatcher, you got to be able to be relatable to your carrier. Okay. Dispatchers work with carriers. Freight agents and brokers work with shippers. Right? So if you are a freight agent, if you are a freight broker, you get paid by running a load through a carrier, but the customer gives you a load, okay? And it can be any carrier that is signed up under your brokerage or signed up under whatever. Okay, that's how you make money, because you post the loads to the load board, the carrier picks it up, or the dispatcher or whatever, and you take your rate out of it, whatever it is, and the dispatcher or the carrier sends it to the carrier and run the load or whatever the case may be. Okay, if you are a dispatcher, you work with the carrier, and the carrier is the person that tells you what they want to generate for the week. And it is up to you to be able to produce. In order to be a dispatcher, you have to know how to run how a owner operator runs, by understanding the 11, the 14, and the 70-hour clock. Okay. And that is basically knowing, when your driver can take the next load, when they had their 10-hour break. Good dispatchers are able to pre-plan and dispatch loads maybe up until a week in advance. For example, let me show you. We're on a DAT load board, right? So as a dispatcher, you want to be able to set up on the load boards. A lot of owner operators will give you their login and their passwords or whatever the case may be. If not, if you want to have multiple carriers, then all you have to do is you can set up uh, a dispatching software. Load boards are very familiar now that a lot of people have dispatchers, so they've created, another stream of revenue to have dispatch access, okay, to be able to have a TMS system for dispatchers, okay, if you're running multiple carriers, okay. But basically, if you're only running one carrier, start off with one, trying to get one, okay, and get used to that. If you are starting off with one carrier, all you got to do is say, oh, let's just say Miss Tamara got a truck, and I am in Griffin, Georgia right now. And I call you and I say, hey, I'm getting ready to leave out tomorrow. See if you can find me a load out of here or whatever. I know that the closest place is Griffin. I want to look at Griffin, Georgia. I want to look at, maybe 50 miles of Griffin, Georgia. And then I really don't care where I'm going. I'm interested in the money. I might tell you, try to find me somewhere in Texas or anywhere. It doesn't matter. Sometimes people don't care where they go. They just concerned about the revenue. Some people will tell you, hey, I only run the Southeast. So you're going to be looking for loads in the South. Okay. So let's just make the destination anywhere. Okay. As a dispatcher. Right. And guys, you can take this information. It's free. I'm a truck driver. I know how to dispatch my loads. I know how to pre-plan my loads. I know how to run my loads. I know how to broker my loads. So the information that I'm giving you, you may do it another way, but I'm telling you, as a truck driver, this is what I would be looking for if I wanted you to dispatch for me. Okay. Okay, so let's just say, okay, you told me, Miss Tamara, I told you that I'm leaving out tomorrow. Can you find me something tomorrow that's leaving out? I'm gonna pick up, okay, Griffin, Georgia. Let's see what we got going on, right? All right, look at all these loads. McDonough, Atlanta, all these loads are picking up tomorrow on the 9th. Y'all see all that? Okay. All of those are picking up on the 9th. Okay. So what you do as a dispatcher, they may tell you that they want to go to Texas. Okay. So here's a load right here from Landstar Ranger. First of all, you need to know if your carrier is signed up for Landstar. Okay, so if they're signed up for if they're not signed up for Landstar, as a dispatcher, what you would do is get them signed up for Landstar, which is very simple and easy. It's just filling out a carrier packet. It's bam, bam, bam. You could do it within 30 minutes. It's not that hard. Okay, so you get them signed up with the company that you want to run a load for. Now, when you see that they don't have an offer code down here, that means that you need to negotiate. Okay. Now, you can also look at loads too. What you want to look at is you want to look at the broker rating. Do they pay on time? What's their on time rated under 30 days? Okay. You want to make sure that they got that check, that they can factor the loads, that you're not going to be ripped off, like your carrier is not going to be ripped off and not going to get paid. Okay. You may be able to work with the factoring company. You may have to call the factoring company to make sure that you can run a load for this broker. Right? Okay, because if your carrier has a factoring company, they're going to tell you to make sure that they're accepted with the factoring company. Because if not, then I'm not going to take the risk of running the load, because that means that they're a new broker or they're a bad broker that don't pay. Okay, so you want to make sure that your carrier gets paid on the load. So in order to make sure that they do that, you got to make sure that the factoring company is okay with you running the load. That's just a phone call or email or whatever the case may be. But if it's a big company like XBO, Landstar, any of these companies, JB Hunt, okay, they gonna pay. Okay, if it's a big one of these big companies or whatever the case may be, they're going to pay. One of the things you want to look at too is, you're in charge of routing that carrier, because they told you what they want to make. Okay, so in order for them to make that, you got to be able to run them and know what areas are dead areas, what areas that they may have a hard time getting out of, what areas that you can just keep them in a circle. You also got to know when your carrier want to come home. How are you going to route them home? Okay, so you got to be able to find them like I would say like a triangle. You want to first be able to keep the carrier revenue up, not run them all over the place. Okay, when they don't have to, try to find them a certain lane to stay in so that they can be able to get their home time, they can make their revenue, and they'll be happy. Okay, if you just out there picking loads and running folks 48 states and you don't have no rhyme or reason why you doing this and why you doing that, you're not going to keep your carrier. Okay, because they're not going to continue to pay you if you're not giving them the revenue that they need. And you can do it so easily with keeping them in a certain lane to get them that revenue. Okay. Some of the hindrance for carriers may be that they're not able to get signed up with certain broker companies or agencies right off the bat. Landstar is one company that you can get signed up with as soon as your authority becomes active. Okay. JB Hunt is a company that you're going to have to wait about 3 months. Okay. C.H. Robinson, you can sign up right away. Snyder, you're going to have to wait a couple of months. Okay. And you want to get signed up with a couple. You do not need every freight broker company in the world. Okay, you just need a couple for your carrier to keep them running, to keep their amount up so that they will be able to be happy with the amount of revenue that they're making and that they can continue to pay you. If they're not happy with their revenue, they're going to drop you like it ain't nothing. Okay, if you're not able to perform and do what you say that you can do, they're going to drop you. You're going to be out of business. Don't worry about it. But you have to be proactive and you have to be able to book your carrier a couple of days in advance. You don't want to be looking for loads at the last minute. Okay. So if I was coming out of Griffin, okay, I'm going to look and see what's close. You got McDonald, Nuna, all these places are within 50 miles. Okay. That I probably wouldn't mind going out to. Okay. I usually am not going to take these offer loads unless it's extremely high and meeting my carrier's qualifications. Okay. So what does offer mean? Offer means this is what they offering on the load. They have something that's called book now. Okay, where you don't even have to talk to them. You can just go ahead and just book the load automatic if you're satisfied with the rate. Okay, usually that offer rate is a low rate. Okay, I will always want to negotiate. Okay, you got to know when you run into the East Coast, you got mountains, you got, you may see 732 miles. You want to call and see what this load is about. Okay, call and see what the load is about. A lot of owner operators don't want to go to Delaware in the east. They don't want to go in the northeast. They like to run in the south. They like to run, quick, fast, and in a hurry. So if I come in here, I'm looking for a load, and I'm okay, 678 miles. I want to go to Texas. I want to go to I will stay away from Florida because that's going to be a low rate coming out of there. So I know that I got to get my carrier at least $5,000 to $6,000 within a week. Okay, so and I don't want to work and running hard either. Okay, so I want to get the most for the load that I possibly can, and I want them to run the least amount of miles as I possibly can. Okay, so that's going to take a little bit of time of learning. But once you learn your lanes, once you learn how to run your driver, you will get this revenue up to 5,000 to 6,000. So what you can do is you can start practicing. If your owner operator carrier have a load board, okay, and they allow you access to the load board, practice, say, where are you at? I'm in McDonald. Okay. I'm in Griffin. Hey, Tamara, you want to go to, hey, you mind going to Texas? Find me a load going to Texas or anything like that. I'm looking for a load. Does LTI let lease purchase use load board? No, you would be dispatched LTI. The dispatchers go on the load boards and they find your loads. If they do not have a customer, they have their own customers. Okay. So if you ever get out of route with their customer, then that is the only time that you will get a load off the load board. Okay. They rarely try to use loads on the load board. LTI has their own customer freight. So they will try to keep you in the circle of their own customers. Okay. But let's say I want to go to, let's pick out one, Louisiana. That's pretty good. Okay. So they offering $475, 1,300 divided by 475. They're offering about $2.73 a mile for that load. Okay. So if your driver says, I'm not taking any load under $2 a mile, then bam, there you go. You can go to Allen Lund and get this load right here. You ain't even got to negotiate because your driver done already told you that they ain't taking that less than $2 a mile or $2.50 a mile. Okay. And so let's see, Atlanta, Georgia to Roberts, Louisiana is 475 miles. They offering 1,300. Divide that by 475 is $2.73 a mile. So they already told you that don't send me nothing less than $2 a mile. Could you make the executive decision? Hey, I got this load picking up in Atlanta, Georgia, Tamar, and it's going to Roberts, Louisiana. Picks up in the morning. You can deliver that load tomorrow afternoon if you make it there. So we done already made $273 for the load, right? But as a good dispatcher, you're going to still call Allen Lund, and just because they offer you $1,300 don't mean that you take $1,300. You're still going to use your negotiating skills and try to get at least $1,500, right? Because that's less work that you have to do for your 5,000 to 6,000 mile a week that your owner operator is looking for. right? So if I book this load with Alan Lund, and my dispatcher gave me this load, okay, Tim, I pick this load up 8 o'clock in the morning. It's going to deliver the next day. I would take this load if it delivered the that same day, um, um, or first thing in the morning, because I can do 475 miles in a day. You got to know how many miles your carrier can do in that day under their ELD clock. So you got to learn the ELD regulations. Okay. So if I'm just coming off of my 34-hour reset, I got a fresh clock, pick it up at 7 o'clock in the morning. I get over there to Roberts, Louisiana at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And, I'm done for the day, $1,300. I done got my carrier about $3 a mile for the load. They're happy because I'm $1 up a mile on that load. So if they're looking for a revenue of $6,000, we're going to subtract 13. Now we only got to get them $47, and we still got 6 days to work with. Now, can you take a load less than $2 a mile? Yes, you can, if you are running lows over $2 a mile. So I still got $1 to play with to get to my gross that my carrier is looking for. Okay, so for example, I get over here to where was I going to? Where was I going? To Roberts, Louisiana. I get over here to Robert, Louisiana. And Uber is a load board that you could pick loads from as well. You don't have to pick them from the DAT. You got DAT, you got load board 123, you got trucker tools, you got all kinds of load board. It doesn't have to be DAT. I'm just using that as an example. Okay, so let's go. We in Roberts, Louisiana. We don't drop that off. Okay, let's not stop there. We got to go ahead and plan them for after they get to Roberts. Where's Roberts? Robert, Louisiana. Okay, now I got to get them another load. Picking up on they're gonna pick up on the 9th. They delivered that. I need them something for the 10th. Let's see what we got. Okay, I got something picked up from the 10th. Now they ain't going to know. $5,000 to go where? Where is that? Canada? Let's look for some higher lows. They may not go to New Jersey. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna stay low. Tell me, let's do the South, Georgia, Texas, Louisiana. I might go up in the Mid East a little bit. Give me 1 second. I may be looking for something that I can drop off right away, or I want it to be worth my time. Okay, I'm not going to Florida. I would look at something like, okay, now we're running back to Georgia, but that rate is a little bit low. Okay, but I want to find something to keep them around in that circle, and plus give them a good revenue of over whatever they request is. Okay, you don't just have to use that load board. There's load board 123. Trucker tools will route it for you. So if you deliver in Robert, Louisiana, it's going to automatically give you the loads that are coming out of Robert, and you can go ahead and book them because you're in the system and you're already set up with those carriers. Okay, so it's real easy to do, but it's just going to take time, and it's going to take time for you to learn. So if you're an owner operator and you're running your truck or whatever the case may be, invest. All I'm saying, guys, is let's try to keep as much money, revenue in our pocket by teaching, right? by teaching our family members, by teaching our spouse, by teaching it's probably people you already giving money out to anyway. Teach them how to dispatch you. Oh, Biloxi, Mississippi to Dalton, Georgia. Okay, 473 miles. I would take that. I would call them and see how much that load is and try to get me because I could deliver it in a day. Okay. Sometimes short runs pay more money, so you could hurry up, and if you could drop it off in a short period of time, you could do it that way as well. But my whole thing, as far as coming to you guys tonight, is to think about maybe training people that are close to you within your circle on how to dispatch your trucks and work in your company and try to keep your costs down so you're not going through multiple dispatchers saying that they can do this and they can't do that. Teach people close around you and make them a part of your network, and you'll be able to teach them your expectations of what it is that you want to do, and let them be your dispatcher. Okay, so it's an hour. I hope I brought you some sort of information tonight as far as dispatching. And if you're serious about it and you don't have any type of clue of what to do, and you don't have a carrier or a relative or anybody that you can reach out to and will let you dispatch their trucks for them until you learn how to do it, and if you have to take a course, a class, or whatever the case may be, do that. But learn it, and but try to find your owner operators. Try to train your family members. If you got your own authority, train your family members. Train your spouse, your significant other. Train that person that's right next door, right there with you. Okay, teach them about your business and let them learn and how to get you home and all that kind of stuff and take your home time. Okay. Do y'all have any questions for me before I go? I do have to do something about this freight agent training because it is sold out. But I'm going to open it up not for maybe I can do 15 or 20. I'm not sure. But you have to understand that I apologize. I turned off my computer. I didn't know it was still going. But before I leave, guys, I just wanted to see if y'all had any questions or whatever the case may be. Oh my God, y'all got to get this. Okay. I'm getting ready to plan all of this. Okay. I'm getting ready to plan all of this. Do y'all have any questions for me before I get off of here? We got to plant some corn. But I made a mistake and hit the button by mistake. Let's see. Blackberries, all these things. Do y'all have any questions for me before I leave? I do apologize. David asked, how much is the freight broker class, freight agent class? The freight agent class is $500. Do not pay for the class until I announce a date, okay? Because I don't know when I'll have my next class. I can't start another class until I'm finished with this class. Tina, did you get the recording for tonight? Y'all, I just signed. I just signed onto LTI as a lease driver. What to do to be successful? Trucker Reese, run. Run. Lord have mercy. Don't that sound crazy? Accept, all those. Don't turn down those. Trucker Reese. Make sure you don't have a buyout. Okay. Make sure you don't have a buyout on that lease. Okay. You want to be able to pay that lease off within 4 to 5 years. What year truck did you get? You just have to be dedicated, good, bad, or ugly. You got to stick with it. Okay. If you plan on having your title. Okay. This right here was this was some crying. This was some, doing some things that I didn't want to do. This was not going home on holidays. This was taking everything that they gave me, no matter what. This was training. Okay. This was staying in hotels, to take my little home time. This was a lot of hard work. So if somebody tells you that you cannot be successful as a lease purchase operator and pay your truck off, this is proof. Okay. I am part of the 10% that actually do it. Okay. So it can be done. It's going to take time. 2017, is there a payoff on, is there a buyout on your truckeries? I did it, and I did it at a small company called LTI out of St. Louis. 4 years. 2016 Freightliner, 4 years. Okay. So when they sit up there and tell you that you cannot own your truck being a lease operator, that's a lie. Okay. Long as it's a dollar buyout. Okay. I approve. I am so for LTI lease purchase program if it's a dollar buyout. If they have a buyout on the end of your contract, no. Okay. But if it's a dollar buyout, yes. 2017, your truck is under warranty. The only thing that you got to do, how long is your lease agreement for? Is it for 4 years, 5 years? What is it for? And truckeries, I need you to make sure that it is a dollar buyout. You can't think that it's a dollar buyout because you'll get to the end of your 4 to 5 years or whatever, and you'll get to the end of the 4 or the 5 years, and you know, you have a buyout. So I need you to read your agreement and make sure that you do not have a buyout at the end of your 4 years. Okay. So if that's the case, all you got to do is run your loads, make sure that you run enough to cover your fixed costs before you take off, save your money, and in 4 years, that truck will be yours. Even if you went and purchased a truck, it's going to take you about 3 to 4 years to pay it off. Okay. The only thing is sometimes freight gets slow. Okay. Sometimes you're going to be in situations where they ain't going to have a load for you. Sometimes you may have to sit. Sometimes it's going to be a lot of sometimes in these 4 years. Okay. But understand what the end goal is. Okay. Also, save your money. And with LTI, you're not running 48 states. You're running regional. You're only doing 16 states. Okay. So don't turn down anything. Take what they give you. Run your miles. Keep your fuel down low. Don't idle that truck all the time. Save your money. Okay. So when the bad times come, because the bad times will come. Okay. When the bad times come, you can sit back and chill and be like, you know what? I ain't worried. Because the end goal is what? A title. Can you get a title from LTI? Can you get your truck paid off from LTI? Yes, you can. Okay, here's the title. It took 4 years to do it. All right. So can you pay your truck off? Does lease purchase? You can get a title with a lease purchase? Yes, you can. Here's a title. Lease purchase. Okay. So don't let anybody tell you that you cannot be successful in doing a lease purchase. I don't agree with buyouts. I don't like buyouts. I don't like $30,000 buyouts at the end of 4 years. That's ridiculous. The truck is not worth anything. Okay. I love buyouts that is $1 buyout. When you get through paying for that truck, you should be through paying for the truck. Okay, you have committed 4 years of your life to a company. So when you get through with that, you should be through. Hey, Shake World. Hey, guys, listen, we're going to the auction, okay? Atlanta, Georgia is having a auction on the 26th of March. So I am going to be taking you guys with me to go look at these trucks here in Noonan, Georgia, which is about 15 minutes away from me. So we're going to go to auction. We're going to go look at their trucks. You cannot bid at their auction. This is not an auction that you will be able to show up and bid at. The only thing that you can do is you can show up ahead of time and look at the trucks and trailers that you want. But this is a totally online bidding. Okay. You can get approved for a certain amount of financing or whatever the case through Ritchie Brothers if you would like, and that money will already be there for you. So if you decide that you want to get a truck, all you gotta do is bid on it, and if you win it, Ritchie Brothers will, finance it for you. You go pick it up, and that truck is yours. Okay. We will also be working on other auctions and bidding on those. I'm learning how to do that through Trista. Okay. Great man, my business people work together, network. Trista has 2 trucks. She paid. I don't think. Just you don't mind. Do you mind me telling how much you paid for a truck? Well, it was under $10,000. Okay, so she got 2 trucks at the auction. Both of her trucks are running, up and running, paid for, got the title, and they hers forever. She don't owe nobody no money. She can put drivers in there all day long. Okay, so we're going to be helping, assisting, teaching how to purchase trucks. Now, we're not saying that the trucks that you purchase is going to be perfect. Okay, Lord have mercy. Don't think you're going to go to the auction and you're going to get a brand new 2021 Freightliner for $5,000. It ain't going to work. Okay. So a lot of these trucks do take work, and some of them may be minor. Some of them may require some work. I would suggest that you take somebody that knows about trucks and trailers to look at the trucks for you before you make your purchase. Cheaper is not always better. Take that in consideration. Okay. But learn what you can. You may have a friend that works on trucks or whatever the case may be. Okay. But we are going to go visit Noonan, Georgia, Ritchie Brothers auction, and I'm going to pick out some trucks there that I want to bid on. And before I bid on these trucks, guys, I got to go see the trucks. Okay. So since it's right down the street, y'all coming with me. We're going to go and look at these trucks. We're going to go look at these trailers, and we're going to have our first online bidding experience. So I may live stream that. And what I'll do is I'll share my screen with you guys when the bidding starts. So you will know how to, bid on a truck if you like. I am already set up. Give me 1 second. Let me show you. Let's go. They already got me signed up in there. And where you at? Hold on. I'm going to share my screen for a minute. Let's get into it. Okay, the closest auction to me is the closest auction to me that's coming up is the Atlanta auction. And here it says, you see what it says? Ms. Brock is signed up. You are registered to bid on this auction, right? So we go here, and it's 18 days to the auction, and it tells me these are the trucks and all the equipment that is available. Right here tells me my bidding number. This is my Brock Logistics LLC. This is my bidding number. This is my bidding limit. So I can bid up to $150,000. Okay. And this is where you go to apply for your financing if you want to have financing for the trucks that you get. Okay. If you just want to pay cash, they will approve you up to $150,000 to pay cash on these trucks. Okay. So if you got money to do that, you can just do that. Okay. So, so this is where you go to find out what trucks are available for the auction. Okay. We know we ain't getting no 2019, child. Nope. We don't want the Peterbilt. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. What are we looking for? What is Tamara looking for? Tamara is looking for. Okay, hold on. I don't want day cabs. I want sleeper. I want sleeper cabs. There we go. At the auction. Tara ain't getting no 2017. I'm telling you right now, 2017 is not going for $7,000. Okay. What are we looking at? We're looking for Freightliners. Look at 2017. Now we got Is that 1,000,000 miles on the dot? Oh no, we're going to Atlanta. We're not going to any other we're doing Atlanta. Okay. This is what we're looking at. 244,000 miles, 2017. Uh-uh. Uh-uh. We're going down, down, down. We're going to be somewhere in the, we're looking for like 2014. This right here, 582,000 miles on it. Uh-huh. Yep, 582,000 miles on it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. We're doing Freightliners, and we might do some Pro Stars. Why? Freightliners are the easiest to fix. We ain't messing around with Volvo because we ain't got time to be waiting on no parts. Okay? And they expensive, and everybody can't work on no Volvo. Okay? But everybody, this one got 1,000,000 miles on it, 1,000,003. Oh, wait a minute. We got to go back to Atlanta. Every time I go, it's going to click me off of Atlanta. Oh, we just want the trucks in Atlanta. Oh, 531, 2015. I don't like those Volvo 670s. Ain't got no window, ain't got no this is a little Freightliner we could take around the port. 700 something. 2013 Freightliner Cascadia 622, Detroit engine in it. I got to go see what the inside look like. Go see what that motor look like. Go here and run. See if any lights come on. Okay. So we're going to be taking a trip, guys. We're going to be taking a trip to the auction, right? We're going to be taking a trip down to the auction. So y'all will be able to see what the trucks look like. All right. So as soon as I can get down there, we'll be able to do that. Other than that, guys, it's an hour and 30 minutes. Peace, love, joy, and happiness. And you guys have a wonderful and blessed night.